All right, so it's time for another bit of a review here. I figured what I'd do is I'd show some of the books that Hatsumi has that are in Japanese. So here we have Hatsumi's Hanbo, Tessen, and Jute book. This one is the Sojutsu book. And then there's the Bojutsu book that he's got. They got some really good photos and such. And then here is the knife and pistol fighting. Now the interesting thing about this one is that this is actually a Japanese version, but it actually has a English translation in it, which is quite nice. You can get versions of this, just so you know. You can get copies of this that don't have the English translation, but you can find some with the complete English text. But let's say you don't know Japanese. Maybe you have these, or you want to pick these up. You're collecting them or whatnot, but maybe you don't know Japanese. They've got some amazing photos and demonstration sequences and the like, but you want to pick up something that you can read and you can't read Japanese. There are a couple translations into English. So for example, this is the Hanbo book. Now this one's put out by Richard Van Donk, and he's got a translation here. But he also has a complete photocopy of the original Japanese text. So this is kind of like a 2-for-1. You can get the translation along with the original text. Same thing here. You've got the Bojutsu book. Again, this is put out by Richard Van Donk. And again, he's got a photocopy of it. And then down at the bottom, he's got translation the text. So again, 2-for-1. He has the Sojutsu book, but there is no copy of it. There's no photocopy of the book. It's just an English translation of the Japanese text. So if you wanted to have all those photos, you would have to pick up the original Japanese version. But this is an English translation. Now I can't tell you if the translation is good, bad, or whatnot, because I don't read Japanese. But these are translations you can get. There's also one more. Don Rowley has put out one book, a single book, that has all of them. He has the Bojutsu, the Hanbojutsu, Sojutsu, and the knife and pistol fighting, all in one cover. Now, he doesn't have any photocopy of the originals. So if you wanted to pick up Don Rowley's, then you'd get the English translation of it. And as far as I understand, Don Rowley is probably a very good translator. Spent approximately 15 years, I think, in Japan. You can get at least 2 of these from Richard Van Donk, and they have the original photocopy of the original Japanese in them. And then you could always buy the Don Rowley version and kind of compare the translations or whatnot. So you can get access to these Japanese versions in English. There's some versions that you can get out there. You don't have to pick these up. You can if you'd like to. Some people like to collect them. Some people might know Japanese, so you can read them. These all go for, depending which one it is, you're talking somewhere between $50 and $100, I would say, for the most part. These don't tend to be super rare. You tend to be able to find these on eBay and the like. Now, you may have to pay the extra fees to get them imported from Japan, so there's taxes and customs fees and all that. But you can get those at a fairly reasonable price. These are all approximately the same. I think Don Rowley's here is, I don't know, $30, $40 for this translation. Van Donk's are somewhere around the same, $30, $40 per, something like that, 20 to 30 bucks each. So anyways, I figured I'd show you some of those, and hopefully that gives you some food for thought and hopefully helps you out with your study and your research.